Now we're in exercises in 12.2, and we're going to look at number 7. Carmela purchased a refrigerator that required 30 monthly payments of $60.26 with the first payment due on the purchase date. So reading that, and like I mentioned before, I always just read through them once just to kind of get an idea of what the question is asking before I start taking my notes and such. But just first payment due on the purchase date is signifying to me that it's beginning of period. So then I'm going to have to change my calculator to beginning, so I would jot that down. The interest rate on the outstanding balance was 18% compounded monthly. So what was the purchase price? So we're given that there's 30 monthly payments of $60.26. They're beginning of period payments. We're given the interest rate and it's compounded monthly. And we need to know what is the price right now of all those future payments that we're going to make. So we're looking for present value. So again, I jot down on my thing now as I'm reading through. Begin, because it's beginning of periods. That way I'll remember to change my calculator. I'm looking for present value, so PV question mark. Then I read through. 30 monthly payments. So this is two pieces of information. We know that there's 30 payments, so N equals 30. Monthly payments, so payments per year equals 12. The payment amount, so payment equals $60.26. You're paying that payment out, so it's negative. First payment is due on the purchase date, so that's what signified to us that it was beginning of period payments. Interest rate, 18%, so I/Y, your interest per year, 18%. Compounded monthly, so compoundings per year were 12. So then I go here, so we've got a beginning mode. 18 was your interest per year. Compoundings and payments per year were both 12. There were 30 payments. The payment was $60.26 negative. It's outflow for your payment. You'll always have to set your other variable, which here is your future value, at 0. Compute your present value and you get the purchase price. Then it asks, how much interest did she pay? So we know she paid 30 payments of $60.26, and we know the value of the refrigerator was $1468.90. So the payments less what the purchase price or what the value is right now gives us the interest. So she paid $338.90 interest. Now again, on an exam, this is what I want to see, but the formulas would be provided and you should know enough about the formula to at least know how they work. Know that your I, how to calculate the value of I, what formula you would apply. But the main thing is how to use your calculator. Make sure so every year I have the same thing. I have students that start off, because at the beginning you're just doing some very simple calculations in the first couple of chapters, chapter 6 and chapter 7 and such, that your formulas are fine, because it's almost just as quick to do them by formula. But then we move in to the more complicated ones like these, and people are still trying to use formulas, which is totally fine if you were just doing them at home like an assignment and you have all the time in the world to do them. But when the midterms and final comes, you're going to have a set amount of time, and it's not going to be enough time to work out these formulas. So the very simple ones in chapter 6 and 7 and stuff, sure, you can use formulas for those, but once we get into the calculator, those last few chapters, make sure you know how to use the calculator.